What is up, everyone? Welcome to S&J
What's
Sports
going
Talk
on? What's going
Podcast. My
on?
brother Stanley, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. How you doing,
I'm
Jonathan?
doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. What's been up with you? What you been up to?
Man, working.
Hey,
And we've been trying to get back on here as always, but we always get back on here and make sure we provide this content for you all, because if you all don't watch us, you all know who you have to watch. You got to go and watch ESPN First Take with Mad Dog and Kendrick Perkins, and man,
no
boy,
Smith on vacation days, bro. He on vacation.
hey, I was watching ESPN First Take. It's so annoying to watch him. First of all, the first thing that's really annoying is Molly. Molly is so annoying. Molly cuts off people.
She needs to get off the show.
She jumps in the show talking about her thoughts and opinions on these top athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Molly, has she played a sport or anything like that? I don't want to hear Molly talk about nothing, man. Molly on here talking about everything.
Yeah, we're not on First Take to watch Molly, bro.
And Kendrick Perkins,
She'd be like, getting into arguments when Stephen A. Smith's arguing with the other person. And
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith be like, Molly, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I used to like First Take a lot. I used to watch it every day. I used to watch First Take every day when it was Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, and they would talk about some serious content. Now it's like, man, this thing is Disney for real. They really are just doing a cartoon show. You got people up there debating who've never, ever, I don't know if they've played any sport. Not even just basketball or football. Some of these guys don't even look like athletes, and they're up there talking.
Kendrick Perkins talking about.
Oh, man.
Kendrick Perkins, bro.
Kendrick Perkins talks like he's out of breath all the time, and I love my brother, but man, it's tough to listen to him talk because it sounds like he's shouting at you.
Yeah.
No, Stephen A, you need to make sure you. No, I told Stephen A, I told Steph Curry, I'm like, Kendrick Perkins, calm down. Who are you mad at? It's 7 a.m. in the morning. So it's tough.
He said something the other day. He was like Steph Curry is top 4 in the NBA all time in the rankings. What do you think about that?
He said Steph Curry is top 4 all time. Not a chance.
Like number 4.
Not a chance. He's a generational player.
He's on Mount Rushmore and stuff.
Not a chance. He's not making the top 4. He's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
I'm not saying he can't be. Listen, as far as when it comes to the 3-point shot, greatest ever. As far as when it comes to the records with the 3 points, he's done all that. But when you're talking about Mount Rushmore, top players, I'm not putting him there yet. Not yet. He can get there, but not yet. Yeah. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Who would be your Mount Rushmore? Your 4? Do you have a 4? I'm just like 4 to put up there.
The only person I put up there right now is Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan and LeBron. Yeah. Both of them are on there.
Both of them.
Never seen no LeBron, and he does insane things. He has so many records. We underappreciate him.
We do.
We underappreciate him.
Like the amount of rings he has is like you can't really do that. It's like
Now him and Curry both got the same amount of rings.
That's the thing.
They're both unique players.
Dude, no lie, Steph Curry can literally retire in the NBA having more rings than LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And like if he does that's gonna hurt LeBron's legacy. Like I can't even lie, that's gonna hurt LeBron's legacy.
And he started winning rings after LeBron. LeBron won his first one in 2012, I want to say 2013.
Steph won his first one in like 2015. So
yeah, he won a few years after, and so that's crazy. But man, I can't watch these sports shows no more. It's so depressing. So if you're tired of people waking up in the morning on these sports shows yelling at you, and you are tired of people who are talking about sports who aren't athletes, come on over to S&J Sports Talk. Come on over to S&J Sports Talk show, and we'll give you some good content.
Talk about everything up on here. So,
yeah.
Let's go over to James Harden, the Philadelphia 76ers, bro. James Harden takes like a $15 million pay cut to be able to get some other players. I know they got PJ Tucker, they got Melton Jr., they got a few other players.
He's deciding he wants to win a ring now, huh?
Yeah. So, like, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on it?
He's not winning a ring in Philadelphia. That's my first thought.
So?
Philadelphia is not destined to win a ring.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I just don't think. I don't think the way James Harden plays is leading nobody to a ring. I don't think the way Joel Embiid plays in today's game will win them a ring. He's going to get good numbers. He's going to do his thing. It slows the game down too much when you have to play through the big man. Mm-hmm. So in today's generation, because remember, the team to beat is Golden State.
True. Yeah.
That's the team to beat. That's the team you're going to meet on the other side. Philadelphia right now. Does Philadelphia have a chance at Golden State?
I said they do. Hold on.
Brother, you sound like them first take folk. Brother, go on over the first take with that. No, I'm playing. Go explain your reasoning.
Let me explain my reasoning here real quick. The Golden State Warriors lost. They lost a few players in the free agents season, right?
They lost Gary Payton Jr.
I'm telling you guys,
that's tough.
An underrated guy. He's like
that's
he's
tough.
like a PJ Tucker. I'm telling you. And with the additions of PJ Tucker,
who got PJ Tucker?
Philadelphia.
Oh, my apologies.
I think they stand a chance.
My apologies. I did not know. You know what? I heard about that trade, but I forgot. PJ Tucker makes a big difference.
Yeah. Any team he's on makes a big difference.
He makes a big difference. Okay.
Yeah.
They still got Seth Curry?
Who?
Philadelphia?
No.
Where's Steph Curry? Seth.
He's on the Nets.
He's on the Nets? Oh, I thought he was with Philadelphia.
Nah.
He was with Philadelphia and got traded to the Nets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting the teams mixed up. Okay. Yeah. Well, we already know Brooklyn, they're falling apart, man. What do you think about them? So when they came out with the trade, it seemed real urgent that like he could be going to Phoenix, he could be going to Miami. 2 weeks later, he's still in Brooklyn. What do you think?
Basically like 3 weeks later now.
3 weeks later, huh?
Here's what I think, bruh.
Is a trade coming?
DeAndre Ayton, he messed up the whole trade. He messed up everything for the Brooklyn Nets. He messed up everything for the Brooklyn
He said, I'm getting my money.
Everything. Let me tell you, because who was it? He signed with
Phoenix, but he went to Indiana and got a little contract.
He went to Indiana. He
did a little backdoor deal.
What he did was he got the contract from Indiana. That forced Phoenix to have to pay him
match
out,
him or something.
Leave, right? So he gets his money from Phoenix, and now I'm not sure who he signed with yet. He hasn't signed with anyone yet, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
But now, whichever team.
He just signed with Phoenix.
Okay,
it's official. He's with Phoenix this year for 4 years.
But here's the thing: Phoenix can no longer use him in a trade until January 25th.
Oh.
So it's like if he were just signed with Phoenix, he'd be fine. But now because he's a restricted free agent. And all that, so he can't be using a trade for Kevin Durant no more. So I mean, he was like a pivotal point in the trades, but with
they can't get him now. They can't get Durant.
With the Kevin Durant trades, that's not happening. I just don't see it happening right now.
Miami?
No, there's no team. Has enough to get the Brooklyn Nets for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he's like a top 3 player in the NBA.
Right.
There's no team that has enough to get him right now.
You're right.
Draft picks. The Los Angeles Lakers, there's no way they're getting Kyrie Irving. There's absolutely no way. So
I think the three are staying together.
I think the three are gonna stay together this year.
I think the three are staying together. LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. They said, "Hey, last year we got to redeem ourselves from that. We didn't really even have a chance. We fell out of the playoffs." And honestly, Anthony Davis, people are kind of looking at him like, man, can this guy make it through a whole season? Mm-hmm. Can he make it through a whole season in the NBA?
And people still blame Westbrook, but it's just like, listen, you cannot blame Westbrook.
He's the last person you can blame. He needs to.
The coach.
Yeah, he had to adjust some things, but he definitely had to adjust some things. But
the thing is, Westbrook was still putting up numbers. It was just the shot attempts. He was taking like 40 shots a game, only making 20.
He was taking 40 shots a game with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, only person who did that was Kobe.
For a period.
Okay.
Not 40, but near there.
Man, that's a lot of shots. Yeah.
There was a time where LeBron James and Anthony Davis was out.
So that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dealing with that LA crowd. The LA crowd's expecting championships. So yeah, man, I don't see the Brooklyn Nets trading Kevin Durant either. I agree with you.
You said that that weekend, that Monday, you're like, if Kevin Durant hasn't gotten traded right now, he's not. The
weekend before, whenever he announced it was like a Friday or Saturday, and I said he should be traded by the end of the weekend if something's really about to happen. Yeah. Anybody who because everybody was scrambling to try to see what they could make it work. They were looking at the paper, they were looking at the numbers, and they're like, I don't think we can make it work. I don't think we can get him. And so after, the longer it goes on, the less likely it is. But the only hope they have is there's some things that happen that just aren't foreseen. Players get injured. Somebody else comes out and says, hey, I want to trade. Kevin Durant talks with somebody behind closed doors and say, hey, let's make it happen. Yeah. Like, there's those surprising moments. That's still a possibility. But as it looks right now,
the way it looks right
his value just went, yeah.
But so let's switch over. So with Kyrie Irving, right? Do you think he's best fit in the Lakers or the Nets?
Kyrie Irving doesn't need to come to LA. I like Kyrie Irving. It's not going to be good for him to come to LA. That stuff that happened last year with Brooklyn Nets, with him not playing, the vaccination. This ain't the place. The LA Lakers are not the place to do that. And I like Kyrie Irving. I stand with the Kyrie Irving on everything. That's why I don't want him to come to LA Lakers, because it's like it's going to go even worse. I'd love to see him play with LeBron again. I think I'd love to see those players get a chance to, play together again, because I think they appreciate each other more now.
Yeah.
But
than before, yeah.
No, Kyrie Irving, I think he's staying in Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn Nets are returning.
You think they?
I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to be like, our best bet is to stay right here.
Yeah.
And try this thing again.
They got to.
And it's going to be tough in the East, man. Tough in the West too.
The East is tough now.
Yeah.
The East, you remember the East a few years ago, it was very weak. It was like LeBron James had his team. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every other team, they're just gonna run into LeBron.
Right. Now the East got some powerhouses over there. You got Boston returning. You got Milwaukee's gonna be healthy.
It's interesting, bro, because
what happened?
Kevin Durant's whole career has always been on the opposite side of LeBron James.
Is that right? When he was in Oklahoma?
He was in Oklahoma. LeBron was in Miami. LeBron came to the Lakers like a year later, he went to the East. So it was like
they got to keep those powerhouses balanced on different sides, huh?
They have to.
That's interesting. That's an interesting note right there. Have you been watching the NBA Summer League at all?
I have. Keegan Murray has been balling out. The Sacramento Kings, bro. We might have done something this year.
You might have got an actual rookie. I have not. I've refused to watch the Sacramento Kings this NBA Summer League until I'm forced to.
Only watch the highlights.
I'm gonna check out Keegan Murray's highlights and definitely give him a chance, because he's fresh. He's not anything to do with the Kings Association and why they've lost for 17 years.
No more. It's the organization. Bro.
And nobody's saying that. Everybody's talking about we need a new coach. Luke Walton's got to go. I didn't agree with Luke Walton even showing up, but they were like, who else did they have? Did they have Mike Brown? No. Mike Brown is who they have now. Now they have Mike Brown.
That old coach from the Pelicans.
They had.
They fired him like the day.
All of the coaches who leave Sacramento, they go somewhere else and do well. It's just Sacramento. Let me tell you something.
Mike Malone.
You had Mike Malone. He went to Denver, did well. You had
we had a chance for
who was Dave Jorge or something like that.
Good coaches, but
you had some solid coaches and some solid players, and they got to get up out of Sacramento.
Stuck with like Doug Christie and Mike Brown.
Man, they're trying to talk about De'Aaron Fox can't lead the franchise. No, listen. I explained this to you the other day. If you walk into McDonald's and it's bad customer service, do you blame the employee who's taking out the trash and making the burgers, or do you blame the manager for allowing that type of stuff to happen? You have to be like, let me talk to your manager. You know who the manager is of the Sacramento Kings? My point exactly. You don't even know who the manager is. It's people who you don't even know. It's Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic and this guy, the owner. And that's the other thing. If the management is bad, it's because the owner's bad. I'm telling you, the Sacramento Kings are bad from the top down. They
don't replace
they don't replace nobody up there.
It's just the players that get.
And coaches. Oh, they replace a coach every year. So the players can't even trust, man. Like, I feel so bad for these guys on the Sacramento Kings.
How are the players supposed to learn when you're switching out the coach every year?
Every year.
They cannot get used to that system.
Right.
It's like, you want them to make the playoffs and all that. The owners, they got their money, so like they're set. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think they care to make the playoffs no more. It's
I'd like to go downtown Sacramento.
Yeah, we definitely
go to the Golden One Arena, find some Sacramento Kings fans, and let them express their pain. I want them to be able to express their pain, They're suffering for the last 17 years. You haven't even been around when they were in the playoffs. You haven't even experienced a playoff run in your city, in the capital city of California. That's so sad. I remember when we lost to Kobe and Shaq. No shame in that. The refs were cheating.
I'm 16 years old, so
yeah,
they haven't even been in the playoffs since I was born.
It's sad, man. We definitely need to do an episode. We're going to call it The Suffering of the Kings. That's what we're going to do. Y'all look for that episode. It's coming real soon. We're going to go downtown. We're going to go to the arena. We're going to talk to I want to talk to security. I want to talk to the security staff. Maybe we'll find some of the cheerleaders, some of the people who work the stadium. I know some people who work at the stadium. I want them to be able to express themselves and just share their pain. And I hope that the management from the Sacramento Kings listens to them. They had an article come out talking bad about De'Aaron Fox. You gonna blame De'Aaron Fox for the last 16 years? De'Aaron Fox is barely what, 22, 23 years old? He might not even be 23. He was 5 or 6 years old the last time the Kings made the playoffs, and you're blaming him for why they didn't make the playoffs. No, the only people who have been around is all the management. Doug Christie, Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic. I'm not gonna talk bad about Bobby Jackson. I like Bobby Jackson. Cool. I'm not gonna talk bad about Bobby Jackson. But everybody else.
They've all been around for years.
They all been around for all these 16 years that the team didn't make the playoffs, and they're not replacing themselves. They need to go, man. They need to go.
And look at the Lakers organization.
Man,
they didn't make the playoffs this year. Frank Vogel was gone. Frank Vogel was gone. Frank Vogel was. Hold on, look. Before we switch over to the Lakers, I do want to say.
I'm sorry. This is real sad. This is real sad with the Sacramento Kings, man. It's my home city. I was born right down the street from the arena. This is just sad. I mean, it's a laughing stock. You go out of town. If you ever go out of state anytime soon, and you tell someone you're from Sacramento, they're like, "Oh, Sacramento Kings, huh?" Oh, I'm like, yeah, we're known for the wrong things, man. We're known for the wrong things. You go ahead.
We're known for not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
But like you said, the organization, bro. They definitely need to do a sweep. They need to do a whole sweep, right? They need to do a whole sweep. And obviously the owner is not going to leave, but he needs to make some changes in the management position.
The owner will leave if the city kicks him out. If the city says no one's showing up to the games no more, we're done. You sat here and said that there's no mandate to make the playoffs. If the city if the money would make him leave.
The money would make him leave.
No season tickets holder. We're not buying for the season that we're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah. But all right, so hear me out though.
And stop blaming the players.
It's definitely the management, bro, because we keep messing up in the draft picks every year. Every year, the last 5 years, guess what position we've got? Only guards.
For the draft?
Yeah.
Who do we get? Who's Keegan Murray? Is he a forward? He's a forward, right? He's a
guard. No, he's a forward.
Like a three? He's like a three? Okay. 2 or 3? 2, 3? Okay.
But he plays
now, they did draft DeMarcus Cousins one time.
Yeah.
1 year. Remember? That was a while back.
Last 5 years. But,
yeah, okay. But, last 5 years, only guards? And they blame the guards. So they're going to buy the smallest men and then blame them for not going to lead them to the championship.
They're like, yeah.
It's a messed up organization, man.
Bro, and we passed up on so many great players. We talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
They passed up
C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard,
even Curry, even Giannis,
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They've missed a lot of people, man.
We got wow, that's crazy.
You know who they got instead of Giannis?
We just talked about
No. I know who they got. See, this is how bad it was. This is who they got over Giannis. What's the brother's name?
Who?
What's this brother's name? They picked him over Giannis. The name will come to me. We just gotta keep going because the name will come to me.
We talked about him last episode, but we forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's move over.
Don't even know his name. Don't even know this guy's name. I see his face, but I don't even know this guy's name. The Kings, man, it's been a struggle.
Yeah. Hey.
Sad.
If you're watching our podcast, bro, we really talk about the Kings, bro, because they just.
When we talk about the Kings, because we support the city. We want the city to do well. You know what? The downtown Sacramento area, they've got a new arena. We were there for the construction of all of it. all of these new businesses came down to Sacramento. I'm talking about like the downtown Sacramento area is actually low key popping now because of the arena being there. The arena is so nice too.
It's so nice.
It's fit for a king.
The inside,
It's fit for a
the
king.
inside of it is so nice, bro. They got the elevators that they got in 2K. They got like everything, bro.
The best time I went to the Golden One Arena was when I saw my high school brother play Solomon Evans. You were with me.
Yeah.
We went and saw Bradshaw Christian play there. That was the best game I've ever seen at the Golden One Arena, man. The high school championships are the best things happening in the Golden One Arena right now.
Game. Dude, I went to Kings game last year. We played the Warriors, and it was just terrible. Like, even the vibe, it just felt off. Like, people
cheering for the Warriors.
Cheering for the Warriors. Half the people cheering for the Warriors.
They're booing Sacramento.
They're probably throwing trash on the court and everything, right?
Oh my goodness.
For real. Looking at our, we got Keegan Murray, Aaron Fox. And dude,
he won the MVP.
We got a trade like 2 years ago, and we got Harrison Barnes.
Okay. That's bad. It's bad.
That's bad, bro.
I don't mind Harrison Barnes, but they thought he was about to lead us to the championship. No.
Terrible, bro.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move over to the Lakers, bro. The Los Angeles Lakers. What you think about them?
The Lakers. I hope that they have a better year this year. I mean, they could surprise people if they figure this thing out.
Yeah.
If they figure this thing out, they could surprise people. But still, the Warriors are the team to beat, and the Warriors are just tough, man. The Warriors are tough. We'll see how LeBron do. LeBron, I was watching some highlights of him. He's at the Drew League now. He's doing his thing in the Drew League.
He's definitely older.
He's older, so he has to play smarter, but he's not the same agility and all of that type of stuff. I'm not, not to take away from his top athleticism.
I have a bold prediction right here. Right?
Okay.
So, I was talking to someone like a few days ago. I predict that with the team that the Lakers have right now, assuming all three of them stay Westbrook, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and assuming Anthony Davis can play the majority of the season games. All right, I'm talking like there's 80 games.
They still got Melo.
80 games a season.
Right.
If he can play at least 60, 65 games this season, and then Westbrook, LeBron will, of course, be playing, I think they can make it to the conference finals. That's my bad. The second round finals. I think they can make it to the second round of the playoffs.
So you're talking about like the second playing game?
No, the second round of the playoffs.
You're saying they can make it to the second round, be in the playoffs, and make it to the second round, beat the first team.
They can beat the first team.
So they're gonna beat one of the top 4 teams in the West? Because they're not gonna be one of the top 4 teams. You think they'll be one of the top 4 teams?
I think they'll be top 7. I don't think they'll be in the play-ins this year.
Okay. It's a bold prediction. We hold you to it, and we got to come back to this.
It is, but
we have to do a flashback.
Look at the team last year. Anthony Davis was not playing the whole season, and if they had him, they would have been the playoffs.
Okay.
They would have been playing the playoffs at least.
Okay.
Made the playoffs or not.
All right.
And dude, who is this new coach for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Man. You know what I think about that? My theory is that they have somebody to blame now in case things go bad. If things go bad, they can't blame Westbrook this year. They can't blame LeBron. You can't blame LeBron. You can't blame Anthony Davis. They're going to blame the new coach. They're going to be like, the new coach was still learning the system. I feel like that's what they did. Why would you pick somebody
whose organization is also bad too? Why would you pick
somebody who hasn't head coached yet?
She's an assistant coach for Milwaukee.
He hasn't head coached?
Yeah.
Why would you pick somebody who hasn't head coached?
There was other coaches better, too.
He walked into a trap.
We talked about this like 3 years ago. When the Lakers
Hope the money was good, though.
When LeBron came to Los Angeles, and they got Frank Vogel, Monty Williams was about to get signed for the Lakers. He was about to sign with the Lakers.
Okay.
And this didn't make like ESPN or whatnot because it's the Lakers, of course.
Okay.
But Monty Williams was about to sign with the Lakers, but the Lakers were like, we're gonna pick your coaching staff, and he was like, no, we're not doing that.
Monty Williams, the
head coach of the Phoenix Suns. So he's like, no, we're not doing that.
Okay.
That's when he signed with the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
And there was another coach, I believe it was like Mike Malone, or there was another coach before that. Oh, Tyronn Lue, right? For the Clippers. He was about because LeBron wanted him back as coach.
Okay.
He was about to coach the Lakers too, but it was the same thing. They were like, we're going to pick your coaching staff. Frank Vogel came out of nowhere. I mean, this dude really came out of the gutter, bruh. And he was like, all right, you can pick my coaching staff. He took the job. He got fired the next few years.
He got himself a championship. He'll be back around because of the fact he has a championship. His resume's good. His resume, right. You know, he did his thing in Indiana, had some good years.
The Kings probably get him like 2 years.
He's still young enough where he got plenty of years ahead of him, man. These guys get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. So yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. They're still trying to give Mike D'Antoni a job, and Mike D'Antoni is known to be somebody who has good records and no championships. He's known for that. You have these great teams, and you know, when he talks about his teams, he says that he should have just kept playing fast.
That's what he said.
He always says he could have just kept playing fast.
His theory was, I think his theory could have worked, like with trying to play small and get shooters.
With the right team,
with the right team. Like the Rockets, they just didn't have the right team. They didn't have a bunch of shooters like that.
See, you gotta be somebody who can adjust. You're not a good war general just because you do the same tactics. You have to be able to adjust to the enemy and adjust to where your army's at. You know, where your soldiers at. So he doesn't adjust to nobody. He was trying to run that fast offense when Kobe was in his last seasons. Kobe was in his last season. He's trying to run this shoot within 5 second offense. Like, what? It didn't work, man.
You know, James Harden allegedly wanted Mike D'Antoni for
Philadelphia?
Yeah, for Philadelphia.
Who's the coach in Philadelphia? Doc Rivers?
Yeah. But like he apparently wanted him at the end of the season last year. He apparently wanted him he wanted him to coach instead of Doc Rivers.
Man.
That was crazy. But yeah.
What do you think about Draymond Green made a comment? He said people cannot accept that athletes are no longer just gonna play basketball. They want to be businessmen. Talking about Kevin Durant, probably Ben Simmons, James Harden. All of these players are like, I'm not playing until I get traded, or I'm not playing. So what do you think about that situation? A lot of people say that the owners have been doing that for years.
Well,
does it throw off the NBA, the team, or what?
It goes deeper than that. There's deeper meaning behind it. But
how deep does it go?
But I think it was a good comment because I'm sorry, what did you ask again?
I was saying, what do you think when it comes to Draymond Green saying that these athletes and these players are you know, no longer wanting to just be athletes. They want to be businessmen.
Yeah, that's true. They want
to control over
their career.
Yeah. So they're going to be talked about. Yeah.
Adam Silver was like a week ago, I didn't pay attention to the whole thing. He was talking about he was upset with Kevin Durant apparently for demanding or requesting a trade for the Nets.
Stephen A. Smith?
No, Adam Silver.
Oh.
And then he was like Kevin Durant, he should go to his contract. He should go to his contract, stay another 3 years in Brooklyn, and then when he's a free agent, he could sign with whatever team he wants. But he doesn't like the whole ideal that players are not going to the end of their contracts and requesting a trade. But the fact of reality is, a lot of these managers,
they trade them before the end of their contract.
A lot of these management though, they will tell a player one thing to get them on the team, and then when they get on the team, they won't do that, right? So Kevin Durant, obviously, it was said that it said that he still wants to play with Kyrie Irving, all right. But first, it was said that he went to the Nets organization, apparently, and he had told the Nets, hey, Kyrie wanted his 4-year extension or whatnot, but the Nets were like, no, we're not giving Kyrie that because of what happened this year. And then so Kyrie goes ahead and takes the player option, and now Kevin Durant's like, all right, I want to trade. Like the Nets organization's not listening to him. That's why he wanted to trade. Apparently, it wasn't even the players. It was
really
the organization
wasn't respecting him in that way. Like, hey, I want to play with this guy. You give me this guy.
They weren't viewing him like the Lakers view LeBron James.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant is that type of player that you gotta view him that way.
Yeah. So if he says he wants to still play with Kyrie, sign the man again. And honestly, even with Kyrie Irving, I didn't like the way the Brooklyn Nets, they were so tossy-turny with him. He needs to play. Everybody, listen, man. Everything that happened we can't really say what it is because we don't want to get marked on here. Yeah. But everybody knows what we're talking about. Kyrie Irving ended up being right. That's the crazy thing was he ended up being right. So
and no one apologized on ESPN for
everybody they were trashing that man. They were talking about he needs to leave the NBA.
They're talking about he shouldn't even be in the NBA. He's not a team player.
This is one of the greatest ball handlers ever in the NBA. I mean, you can't name 5 ball handlers in the NBA better than Kyrie Irving ever. You know, I'm talking about all the top ones. I'm talking about like you said, Allen Iverson. Yeah. The Penny Hardaways, you're not going to be. It's a very short list of ball handlers who are better, hands down, than Kyrie Irving. You know, and all the ones who even you might say are better than him, it's debatable.
It's so debatable.
Kyrie Irving has done some insane. He's obviously created a whole new basketball game level for himself. You know what I'm saying? And my man Kobe had to just show him who was up here. Remember that time he tried to challenge him? He said, "I know your daddy don't think that you could beat me." He said, "Yo, you go tell your daddy that you could beat me. Your dad look at you like, boy, are you crazy, Kobe?" That was always the funniest video. Came out like a decade ago. That was always one of the classic Kobe Kyrie moments right there. So I just think Kyrie Irving, get them all together, get Ben Simmons back up and healthy, and give it your best shot. You know what I'm saying?
You have to. That's the best option. So there was this talk like a few days ago I saw on Instagram. So this lady was talking about that WNBA players need to be getting paid more. Like the NBA players.
This conversation,
like
man.
The NBA players. What do you think about that, bro?
Why do they compare apples to oranges? Why do they compare the WNBA? Listen, the NBA players really weren't getting paid a lot until Michael Jordan. The NBA players were getting paid. Yeah. You know, they were making more than the average garbage truck worker or school teacher, of course. They were still getting paid more than the average ordinary blue collar. But they were not getting really paid big until Michael Jordan made the NBA hot internationally all over. That's literally when it was. Yeah. So, I mean, the way that the NBA marketed and branded, this is capitalism, man. Everybody knows it's capitalism. It's about how real you market your brand. And the WNBA is a whole different brand. It's not like this is the government paying these players. Yeah. It's not the government paying these players. There's owners who pay the players. So, you know, it's based on how well you market the brand. I believe the WNBA will continue to rise, though. If they continue to get some top talent. I watched a video, a highlight video of these high school girls. They dunking. Yeah. They're just out there dunking. Like they've seen it enough now from different women dunking where it's like girls are like, I'm going to dunk. Yeah. I'm going to dunk at 16 years old in games. In games, they're just dunking. That used to be a rare feature. So I think the WNBA will continue to rise, but they need to stop taking shots at the NBA. I think if anything, the NBA has helped the WNBA in many ways. No one would be watching the WNBA if they didn't know the NBA. They wouldn't be like, oh man, we just love basketball so much we're watching the WNBA. People, you know, some of us like myself, it's like I support them.
In the stadiums, bruh, the NBA is getting sold out arenas. The WNBA,
even the Kings are still getting sold out arenas.
The Kings still get sold out arenas. It's like the WNBA, they don't get sold out arenas, and it's like, yeah. And first, they're still in the top 1% of the world. They're still getting paid over $450,000 and whatnot. They're still getting paid.
The WNBA?
They're still in the top 10%.
I don't know.
Most
the WNBA. Okay, some of them top players get some money. But they get it from sponsors.
That's what that's
Nike and stuff like that. Because some of them women ain't getting paid that much.
It's like,
you know.
All right, it's like put LeBron in the WNBA.
And their season's shorter.
They're gonna dominate. Like it's just they're different.
Totally different, but they need to stop taking shots at the NBA. Yeah. The NBA players, these are guys who just play basketball and then go play basketball.
Draymond, like a year ago, he got fined because in his press conference, he was talking about how the WNBA needs to stop complaining about how much they get paid.
They need to.
and the NBA fined him like $75,000 for that. It was like
they need to stop complaining about the NBA. Yeah. They keep blaming the NBA players. You're a young man. No one can argue with you.
This one person was saying like the NBA players need to take some cuts so the WNBA players can get paid more. Like.
And you know what's funny about that? They don't say that about the baseball players need to take cuts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't say the Euro League players need to take cuts. They just talk about the NBA players. Why? Why do the NBA players need to take cuts so that the WNBA players can play? They don't even. What? I see so many NBA players go to the WNBA games, be seen with them on Instagram, social media, just to bring some publicity. They're doing everything they can. The NBA players aren't paying
They're
them.
marketing WNBA. So
Yeah.
I guess they just gotta wait till
What
they
are
get
they
the Michael
talking
Jordan
about?
in the NBA and the WNBA. Once they get the Michael Jordan in the WNBA, they'll get paid more. They'll get more public.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody who you can market and brand who is likable across all boards and is good.
Mm-hmm.
Top talent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Can you name me 5 WNBA players right now? Can you name 5 of them? Who can you name? Who in the WNBA? Brittany Griner. We know you can name Brittany Griner. What other 5? I'm talking about current WNBA. I'm not talking about some old school
Sue Bird.
2. Can we get to 5? Can we get to 5? This is, you can't blame him. He's not paying nobody. You can't blame him. He's a basketball player. Can he name 5 WNBA players? Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, and she's not even in the WNBA right now.
Can I even get to 3?
You know Diana?
Hold on.
She's one of the top talents.
To be current, I know what was her name? The lady on TNT, right?
The lady on TNT, Candace Parker.
Candace Parker.
Okay, yeah, that's one you got to know. Candace Parker.
And there was a few other people that because I play the WNBA 2K.
I mean, this man's struggling to get to 5.
I can't get to 5, bro.
Sylvia Fowles, she's about to retire this year. Yeah. And 5th, I would say Diana Taurasi. Yeah. It's not knowable, memorable individuals, right? Like, this isn't.
And we're not
disrespecting. We're just saying, don't be complaining
and stop blaming the NBA for it.
Yeah, I believe that. Listen, I'm broke. I'm not sitting here arguing for nobody to get millions before I do. I'm trying to get my own money, so it's not even an issue to me. They want us to stop what we're doing to sit there. When you talk about they're in the top 10% of the world, I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm blessed because of the country that we're in. I'm still blessed by proxy. I don't struggle to eat any day in my life. You feel what I'm saying? So when they're complaining about getting paid, I think that's just jealousy, man. I really do think it's jealousy because the men are doing something that's they can't do.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Do you think female boxers should get the same pay-per-views as male boxers? Like, no, we're watching Mike Tyson about to blow somebody's brain out. Like, that's something totally different than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do they need to get a women's NFL and then see if they need to be paid the same as the NFL? Come on.
They want women to play in the NFL.
They want women to play in the NFL? So why don't the women go play in the NBA? Hold on, I'm getting into too much stuff now. Let me stop. I'm getting too much stuff. We're going to lose half of our viewership. They're about to pull our sponsorship, Jonathan. we about to get our sponsorship pulled and censored, but we don't have no boss, so we're good, my brother. We are good. That's how we do it. Independent, my brother. We're going to have to bring that Cash App around for all of our fans and followers to start supporting, man. Have we thought of that brother's name, who they picked over Giannis yet?
Bro.
Was it Cam something? Cam Reddish? No, it wasn't Cam Reddish. We still don't know.
I can't even think of it.
We still don't know. I just wonder. Next podcast we'll definitely do that. But I'm glad we were able to get on here and get rolling again, man. Because we had some stuff to talk about, man. How's stuff going in your personal life, man?
Hey, bro. Everything's going good.
You had a funny story you shared with me the other day about you were scorekeeping at a basketball game and you said some people almost got into it.
Oh yeah, bro. So it's like 8 a.m. It's 8 a.m., bro. These parents be mad, bro. So it's 8 a.m. and like this coach, his team's winning by like 10 points or whatnot. And then he starts talking to the referee and blah, blah, blah. And then the other coach is like, hey, man, you don't need to be talking to the referees like that. And he's like, I'm going to quote his word. He's like, shut up, bro. He's like,
the coach said that?
Yeah. He's telling the other coach, he's like, shut up, bro. And he's like, I'm gonna beat you know what and all that stuff
in front of the children.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna beat you up, blah blah blah. You ain't about that life, blah blah blah. And then he was walking over to his coach, and the other coach that was talking to him started walking away. He's like, hey man, it's good, bro. Like, I didn't mean anything. And then like he got calmed down and whatnot. But it was just crazy, bro. It's funny. It's funny.
You see some fights, man. You see them coaches fight. Yeah. I'll never forget, man. I was at a basketball tournament and we were getting ready to play, and I was playing for a new coach, little all-star team. So it was all these guys who had never played for this coach before. And before we go into the game, the team that was at halftime before us, they were, right outside the gym, and the coach was yelling at the players. He was yelling at the girls, y'all don't ever get back on the 2-3, and y'all don't know how to rebound. And our coach was like, you see that coach over there? No. All that yelling he's doing, unnecessary. Those girls aren't going to listen to him with all that yelling. The moment the game started, this man turned into somebody different. He turned into the Hulk. It was something totally different. Wow. Stanley, get the ball! Stanley, get back on it! I was like, whoa, is he supposed to be yelling at us like that? That was the first coach I ever had that really was like that. This is like 13 years old. This is the first coach I had that was yelling at us on that level. And he knew what he was talking about, but it was like, you were so shocked by him. And before the game, he was talking about the other coach who was yelling at the girls. And he was like, man, that coach don't need to be doing no yelling. But I guess I realized what he was saying. He was saying, don't make me yell like that, coach. That's what he really wanted to say. If y'all play the way I taught y'all in practice, I won't have to do that. So that's what he was really saying. But yeah, man.
Trying to say, yeah.
How's the scorekeeping going for you? You like that?
Yeah, it's good.
You ever think you do some refereeing?
Nah.
No refereeing. Too much having a technical. I would be technical fouling everybody. I'd be saying, what? Say what? Huh? I'd be teeing everybody. They be out ejected. I don't want to have to deal with all that, man, because I can't deal with nothing. And don't let a player talk. If a player talk about what, man, if I hear any cuss word or anything, I'd be oh man. So yeah. That's man. We had to get back on here. As I said, we do our best to get these podcasts out to you all as much as possible, and the content and everything. One thing we were looking at, y'all, is who should be the next person on SNJ Wall of Fame. Kobe is legendary. Kobe's going to be up here. Kobe's going to stay. Who's the next person? Some of the ideals we had Steph Curry, we had LeBron, we had Kyrie.
Let us know what y'all think.
Let us know what y'all think. Y'all go ahead and put it in the comment section. Who should be the next artist on
SNJ Sports Talk Instagram?
Yes, definitely follow us on SNJ Sports Talk Instagram, SNJ Sports Talk Spotify. We're gonna get that video to y'all. We're gonna go out to the Kings Arena, the Golden One Center, definitely. And we're gonna definitely have to talk to some people and everything like that, man. Yeah, man. You be smooth and be Will. Enjoy doing this one with you, man. Yep. Y'all take care out there. We'll get back with y'all later on. Peace, my brother. Peace. All right. Peace.